They had an old converted B-24, which they called C-87s. It held a lot of passengers. We flew from Hamilton Field to Hawaii for fuel, then to Johnson Island, and then we were supposed to catch up with our combat outfit at Viti Levu in the Fijis. And when we got to Viti Levu, they had left, so we ended up eventually getting a ride to New Caledonia, and that was the training area for our combat outfit. From there, we went up to the Russell Islands and started combat flying. I didn't get my first combat mission until the first part of December of 43.
And your first combat mission, what do you recall what that was like? If that was a day mission or a night mission, or what your target was?
The Pacific Theater was completely different from other theaters in the B-25, so you had to fly 10 or 12 missions as co-pilot to see how they did it over there. So I flew co-pilot, and my first mission was on Kahili, which was a big Jap airfield on the end of Bougainville. We hit it from the Russells. In fact, my first 5 missions were on Kahili.
And then what kind of armament did you have on the B-25 at that point in time?
Well, it depends on where you're flying. If you were flying in one of the lead ships, they had a single 50 in the front, and the bombardier was up there to lead the bombs. Everybody else flew on the wings. We would fly 4 3-ship elements on almost every mission. And when the bombardier dropped the bombs, everybody else dropped them. We only had 1 bombardier. And all the other airplanes had from 12, probably 8 to 14 50 calibers for strafing missions. So we fly bombing missions, we just drop the bombs. But on strafing missions, we'd also drop bombs. We'd drop 12 bombs on a strafing mission with a 5-second delay fuse so that it wouldn't blow up and hit you. And we went in abreast because you couldn't have anyone in front of you or anybody in back of you. You would hit them or they'd hit you. So we went in side by side. So we'd fire all of our 50s and drop our bombs, hopefully 1 second apart. And we'd only carry 12. And that was about it.
And did you fly low-level bombing missions? Is that why you had to stay abreast?
Well, the low-level bombing mission, we dropped the bomb, but the mission was strafing. We were firing all these 50s at Jap Airfield, all these shipping, Rabaul Harbor, you got shipping, Rabaul had 5 airfields around there. You strafed any Jap airplanes that were on the ground, anything you could hit.
So most of your flights then were not high elevation then. You were at a low elevation.
Actually, we got more of a high elevation. On the B-25, 17,000 feet was high. For some reason, we hit Rabaul. All but 2 of my missions on Rabaul were 12 to 17,000 feet. We were dropping 1,000-pounders to tear up runways, and we only hit two strafing missions there. But in the Celebes and Dutch East Indies, we did a lot of strafing, trying to get oil fields.